Hello, everybody. We're going to do some chair yoga today at the beach. I actually forgot my chair, so I'm going to do everything standing, but you'll just do it all seated. And it's going to be mainly upper body work. But I just thought maybe you guys would like this video of doing some yoga at the beach. So I don't know if you can see the beach behind me there, but I'm out here. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Not too many people are out here yet, so hopefully you can enjoy this video. Maybe you hear the waves a little bit. It's a little relaxing for you. It's relaxing for me. So remember, you're going to stay in your chair. Unless you want to do this standing, you can do it standing as well, but I just forgot my chair, so go ahead and just sit in your chair like we would at class. So just softly close your eyes. Just start to listen to the waves behind me as you connect to your breath in and out. And just start that beautiful sound of nature allowing you to relax. And the waves crash on the beach. And then start to imagine your breath being like those waves, going out and in, going out and in, out and in. Just connected to breath. And then on the next exhale, keeping your eyes softly closed, allow that chin to drop down toward the center of the chest. And then slowly start to windshield wipe your chin from shoulder to shoulder. Just bringing a little lift on each side. 2 rounds per side. Coming back to the center of the chest. And then inhale that head back up. Take a deep breath in, slow exhale as we turn our head all the way over to the left. Nice gentle stretch on the neck. Then come back through center and take it all the way over to that other side. Pause here. Then come all the way back through center. Keeping those eyes softly closed, bring this little nod yes to the head. Just a little nod yes. And then change that to a little nod no. And then come back to center. Bring your hands together at the center of your heart space, pressing the palms gently together. Take a deep breath in. On a slow exhale, take those palms to the right as you turn your gaze to the left. A little stretch in that shoulder and the neck. Then come back through center and take those palms to the left as you take your gaze to the right. And come back through center. And then inhale the arms all the way up, looking gently up toward the sky. Exhale back to heart space. Take a deep breath in on the exhale. Take your hands to your thighs and come into that half fold. Pause here, looking down at your feet. And then reverse swan dive. Release those arms, let them come up around the body. Hands back above the heart. And exhale to your heart. Now take your hands to the outside of the right thigh. I'm going to stoop down a little bit because you're probably seated in your chair. Hands are about at your knees. On that exhale, come into a rotation with the spine and allow those hands to come all the way up toward that right hip. Release back to center. Take those hands over to that left thigh by the knee. And then exhale, rotate, take those hands up toward the hip. And come back to center. Now that left hand's going to stay down. Right arm comes up. Exhale into that lean to the left. Inhale up. Left arm comes down. And exhale, lean over to that right side. Inhale up. Take the hands back to the thighs. Exhale that half fold. Pause and breathe. Now this time you can stay here in this half fold, or you can release your hands all the way down to your feet for a deep, deep stretch in that low back. Pause here, breathe here. Slide the hands up the shins, half lift, flat back. Exhale, melt back down. Windmill arm. Remember, if you have a shoulder issue, don't bring it any higher than shoulder high. Otherwise, lift that right arm skyward and down, left arm skyward and down. Reverse swan dive. Swoop those arms around the body, lift. Exhale down to heart space. Release the hands down. I'm going to turn you guys a little bit so maybe you can see the sunrise coming up over this ocean over here. I'm not quite sure if you can see it from that angle, but it's just starting to come up. So I'm just going to scoot over here a little bit. Maybe you can see that sun a little better. Maybe you can see me a little better over here. It's hard for me to film outside. I'm not used to filming outside, so hopefully you guys can see me pretty good and just enjoy the beauty of where I'm at today. So we're going to come into some eagle arms. Remember, you can do this the gentle way. So I'm going to show you that instead of showing you the full way. Since I'm not right there with you, it's probably just safer in your body to do the gentle way. Stretch your arms out. Right arm's going to go over left. We've created an X here with our arms. Then we're just going to bend our elbows and the back of our hands are going to connect. Remember, you can remain seated here. Squeezing those arms gently together. Take a breath in. Inhale. Bring those arms up just as far as feel good. Gentle stretch in the arms. On the next exhale, lower down. Having that spine be nice and tall. On the next exhale, take it to the right and a little rotation. Come back to center and then take it over to that left side. Come back to center. Draw the elbows into the body and hinge forward so that your arms are parallel with the floor. Pressing those arms gently together. On the next inhale, come up. Release the arms, bring them all the way up around the head, and then exhale all the way down. Swing the shoulders a little bit, and we'll do the other side. So arms come back out. Now left goes over right. We have that X. Bend the elbows, back of the hands connect. Inhale, bringing a lift, maybe look up. Exhale down. Tall spine. This time we're going to exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Elbows draw in parallel to the body. Hinge down. Hold. Breathe. Inhale up, release the arms above the head and exhale all the way down. You're seated, so come forward in your chair to about the edge of your chair. We're going to work on our legs a little bit, so go up on the toe of your right foot. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, bring that knee up into your chest. And then stretch the arms out as that leg goes forward. And then draw that knee up into your chest. Release that leg long, arms out. One more, knee into chest. And release out and long. Drop the foot, drop the arms, other side. So go on the toe of the left leg. Draw that knee into the chest. Release the arms, release the leg long. Draw the leg into the chest. Release the arms, release the leg. One more into chest. And release. Arms float down, leg floats down. Take the hands to the thighs. You're seated in your chair. Make a big circle with your torso around. Just circling that torso. Mine looks a little different than yours because I'm not seated, but just circle that torso like we always do. And then the other way for 3. Big circle around. Big circle. And come back to center. We're going to open the legs apart now. Think about as wide as about the front legs of your chair. Again, you're seated, I'm standing. But you're seated, your legs are nice, and your knees are nice and apart, about as wide as those chair legs. And we're going to put our hands on our thighs. We're going to think of our opposite shoulder toward our opposite thigh. It does not have to connect. It's just going toward that way. So I'm going to have a flat back as I hinge forward and I drop this shoulder down toward this thigh. And I come up, and then my other shoulder toward my other thigh. And I come up. Now I'm going to put both hands on my right thigh. I'm going to turn my torso toward that leg. And then I'm going to hinge down, looking at my foot. Hold and breathe. Nice deep stretch for your back. And come up. Other side. Hinge down. Hold and breathe. And come up. Coming back up to center. You can keep those legs apart or you can bring them together now. Bring the hands together, lacing the hands. Rotate the wrist. And then take it the other way. Keeping the palms facing you. Stretch the arms long. Keep that spine long. We're looking at our palms. And then inhale all the way above our head. Our hands are still laced together, palms facing down at your crown. And then exhale as we lean over to that right side, opening left side body. Inhale up, exhale. Left side, opening right side body. Inhale up. Drop the hands back down in front of you. We're still looking at our palms. Now push those palms away. So we've rotated our wrist. And now round your spine, tuck your chin in as you push those arms. And then come up. Inhale all the way up overhead. Exhale, release those arms down. Bring the feet together. Now it's up to you. Do you want to do some standing poses? If you want to stand, come up and stand now. Come behind your chair. If you do not want to stand up, I will walk you through how to do this in your chair. We're going to do a warrior 1 and a warrior 2. So if you are seated for warrior 1, you're going to turn and face the side of the room. So you'll turn sideways completely on your chair. You'll scoot over toward that outside edge of that chair. You'll take your outside leg. You'll kick it back. So that knee will be bent and you're rolled over your toe. So if I was sitting in a chair, I don't know if you can see my legs, but I would look like this with my lower half of my body. And I'm going to continue looking to that side of the room. If you are behind your chair, come behind your chair. Place your hands on your chair till you just have a little tiny bend in those elbows. We're going to start out with our right leg coming forward. If you're on your chair, doesn't matter which way you face, your outside leg is back. So if you're standing, right leg's going to come forward. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Maybe you can see my legs. And then that left leg is back. Left toes are out a little bit to the side, bending that right knee. Make sure we see our toes. If you're seated, you're good with that leg back. And then we're going to draw one arm up and then the other. Same as if you're in that chair. One arm up comes, one arm comes up, then the other. We hold, we breathe. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Lift the crown, lift the heart. Looking forward. Feel the strength in your body, the stability in your body as you breathe here. Deep breaths. Now, if you're standing, keep your knee bent. Take your hands to that back of the chair. If you're seated, you're going to take your hands now to your thigh. And then we're just going to hinge a little forward and look down. So if you're standing, your arms are out on that chair. I don't have a chair. That's why my hands are floating here. But I'm imagining I'm on my chair back. I'm just looking gently down. If I'm on my chair, my hands are on my leg. One more breath. Have the palms face one another, releasing that chair. Inhale up, using that core. Hold, breathe here. And then release the hands down, feet come together. If you're on that chair, you're going to pivot to the other side, face the other side of the room. If you're standing, we're now taking this left leg forward. Same arm positions on that chair. Right leg is back now. If you're standing, right toes are slightly to the right. Bending left knee, making sure we see our toes. Drawing one arm skyward, then the other. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze straight ahead. Draw the navel inward. Lift the crown, lift the heart. Feel the strength in your body. Watching the beautiful scenery behind me. Connecting with nature and all of living things. One more breath with the arms skyward. Now, if you're seated, take those hands to the thigh. If you're standing, take those hands to the chair back, and then we hinge forward. If you're seated, remember your hands are on your thigh. If you're standing, your hands are on the back of the chair. Then we just drop our gaze downward. We're not dropping the chin toward the chest. The gaze just drops naturally down to that earth or that foot. Hold here and breathe. And then flip the palms forward. Inhale, rise back up, using that core to help you come up. And then release and bring the legs together. Now we're going to come into Warrior Two. So I'm going to step you through it seated, just in case you decide to stay in that chair. So if you're seated now, you're going to bring your body to the corner of the chair. So you were on the side, so you're just going to pivot about half that distance, and you want your navel and your heart to be on that corner of the chair. Your one leg is still going to face the side of the room. So if I was facing this way, my inside leg would be facing still the side of the room. My outside leg, or the leg that's closest to the front of the chair, is going to be pointed to the front of the room. And I'm seated on that corner here. My heart and my rib cage are all lined up to that corner, and that's where I will stay if I choose the chair for Warrior Two. If you're standing, again, you can be behind your chair for stability. And we're going to open those legs a nice wide distance apart. So we have a nice wide stance to our legs. We're going to start out. Now, if you're seated, don't pay attention if I'm saying right or left, okay? Only if you're standing is this going to apply to you. If you're standing, take the left toes, point them to the left. My right toes are pointed forward or even angled a little in. My left heel, if I had a little stick, would go into the arch of my right foot. I'm going to bend my left knee. Now, if I'm standing, my navel and heart and ribcage are facing forward. If I'm on that chair, it's all lined up to that corner of the chair. Now, if you are seated, inside arm, so that's going to be the arm that is near the back of the chair, that arm's going to go forward. If you're standing, it's going to be your left arm forward. So the leg, the knee that's bent, that arm goes forward. Or if you're seated, the leg that's facing the side of the chair goes forward. If you're standing, then your leg that is extended back goes back. And if you're seated, it's your outside arm. Now, I don't know how well you can see my legs. Hopefully you can see them pretty well. Draw your navel in towards your body. Try to have your shoulders or your arms level with your shoulders if you can. If not, that's okay. Remember, yoga is never about forcing. My palms are down. I know you can't see them, but my palms are down. Now I'm going to keep that heart and rib cage facing forward, but I'm just going to turn my head so my gaze goes out across my left fingers. And I'm just going to hold here, and I'm just going to hold this pose for about 5 breaths. Just holding and breathing, and I'm going to be quiet so you can hear those waves. And then I'm going to release those arms down. I'm going to straighten that knee, and I'm going to turn my foot forward. If you're seated in that chair, you're going to pivot all the way around to that other corner of the chair. Same thing, heart, rib cage, all face that corner. Inside leg faces the side of the room, outside leg, knee is still bent, but foot is forward. If we're standing, right toes now go to the right. Left toes are to the left. Forward, and we'll roll in. Navel, rib cage, heart are facing forward. I bend that right knee. I stretch my arms out. I try to have them level with my shoulders. And I turn my gaze over across the back of that right hand. And again, I'm going to hold here. I'm going to breathe for about 5 breaths, letting you listen to those waves. So I'm going to release my arms down. If I'm standing, I straighten my foot and I bring my toes all facing forward, and then I step my feet together. So we're going to come into a sun salutation. So if you're standing, you're going to be again behind your chair. If you're seated, you can do the upper body moves in your chair. So you decide, be safe, whatever you do. So we have our arms alongside our body. If you're behind that chair, that's fine. Arms alongside the body, lift the heart, lift the crown. Imagine somebody has a little string attached to the top of your head, pulling your head up. Feel that natural curve in the spine. Feel your feet connected to that earth, to all living things. Connecting to those deep inhales and exhales. And then release your arms around your body. Let them come up toward the sky. Maybe look gently up. On the exhale, bring your hands down. Bend your elbows. Take your hands to your thighs for that half fold. You have your chair. Take your hands to your chair. Or if you're seated, to your thighs. And then release. Swan dive. Come all the way up. Release the hands down. Now, if you're seated, you're going to come back to the side of the chair. If you're standing, we're going to take this right leg forward. Bend the knee. Hands are on the back of the chair. So I have my imaginary chair here. My right knee is bent. I look down and make sure I see my toes. And then I'm going to stretch my left arm out. My palm's going to face to the right. My thumb is up. And then I'm going to take that arm out to that left side, just as far as feels good. Straight from my shoulder. I turn my gaze. Now you can stay here, but if you take it back very slowly, take that arm back a little bit as we rotate those hips, opening that chest. We hold, we breathe. And then slowly unwind. Draw that arm skyward and exhale into a lean. So if you were seated on your chair sideways, the arm that would go out would be your outside arm. Come back up, drop that arm back down, rotate around. Hold here and breathe. Feel that chest open and expand. Feel that shoulder gently stretch. And come all the way back around. Bring both arms up, lace the hands together, steeple the index fingers up. Now on an exhale, we're going to lean to that right side. The arms extended up. Take that gaze up and off to that left side. Inhale up. Take the hands back to the chair if you're standing and bring the legs together. Now we're going to take that right leg back. If you're on your chair, pivot to that other side of the chair now, facing the room, and take your outside leg. You can either extend it straight out from your hip, or you can take it back and roll over the toe. So just do a couple ways, see what feels better in your body. You can also watch this video twice. You can do this video once seated in your chair, and then you can stand up for one. It changes the way it feels in your body a little bit. So if you don't feel real stable one day, stay in the chair. Another day you feel like maybe I could stand up and do this today. So your choice, just remember, be safe, just do what's right for you. And now we take that left knee, we bring it forward. One arm comes up, then the other. I look down, I make sure I see my toes. You never want your knee to be beyond your toes. When your arms are up, try to have them around the ears. So think of maybe framing the face. But if that doesn't feel good in your shoulder, they can be a little forward. That's okay. Dropping the shoulders down, palms are facing one another. If you have any kind of shoulder issue, remember you can always be here in cactus. That takes a lot of strain off those shoulders. We hold here, we breathe. Take the arms down. Now that right arm's going to come out to the right. So we rotate and we twist. We hold, opening the heart, opening the chest. We come back around. We bring that arm skyward. This hand's holding my imaginary chair. We exhale, we lean left. We come up. Arm drops back down. Rotate, open chest, open shoulder. Pause and breathe. Come back around. Now we lace those hands together if that would feel good to you today. And we draw both arms up. And now on an exhale, we're going to lean over to the left. And I'm going to take my gaze off to that right side. Feel that stretch in the side body. We inhale up. We exhale, release. We step our feet together. Draw both arms back up. Exhale either to thighs if you're seated or chair back if you're standing. Push the hips back. We're in our forward fold. Look down at your feet. Relax your knees. 3 deep breaths here. And then draw your navel in as we inhale all the way skyward. And release the arms down. Roll the shoulders a little bit. And then everybody come back to your chairs if you were standing. So we're going to come into our cat and tilt. Remember how important cat and tilt is for your spine. We want to keep that spine nice and flexible so that we can be pain-free for a little bit longer in life. Nice flexible spine. So having your hands on your thighs. I'm going to imagine I'm sitting in my little chair here, so that's why I have my knees bent, but everybody's in their chair. Take a breath in. Bring your chest forward. Take your imaginary second set of eyes here up toward the ceiling. So that chest comes a little forward. My gaze goes up. And then on that exhale, I round my spine. I draw my chin to my chest. And then inhale, I come up. Exhale, I tuck and round. And one more. Inhale, lift, come up. Exhale, tuck and round. And then just bring your torso back up. Take your arms out. T position, palms down. Make sure your spine is nice and tall. On the exhale, let the right hand come behind your back. Left hand to that knee. Simple seated twist. Release, come back to center. Nice, nice tall spine. Left hand behind the back, right hand to the knee. Simple seated twist. And release back at center. Take a deep breath in, slow exhale out. So for our Shavasana today, we have the perfect background. So I'm going to move out of the way. So if you want to keep your eyes open for your Shavasana or just soft eyes, you can. Just because we have this beautiful view today, maybe you don't want to block it out. Maybe you do want to block it out and just hear the waves, hear my voice. So for this Shavasana, you choose. Remember, it's all about relaxing and healing. So you choose what you want to do. Just make sure you get nice and comfortable, okay? So I'm going to let you see this beautiful ocean view as I step you through your relaxation. So start connecting back to that breath. Back to that inhale, back to that exhale. And just start to feel yourself connect to nature. And just as those waves go in and out of the ocean, you feel your breath going in and out of your body. And with every exhale, you feel your body relax. I want you to imagine your breath or the waves in the ocean. Your inhale is when it recedes back to that water, and the exhale is when it comes up to that sand and crashes on that sand. And I want you to imagine as your breath crashes on that sand, it releases all that tension. So that tension's coming up and it's just exploding out of your body and going onto that sand. And every time you take that inhale, going back out to that ocean, you feel recharged, refreshed, more relaxed. And every exhale, as that water comes onto that sand, all the tension just releases out of that body. And then start to connect to your feet. Feel your feet connected to the earth. And then say in your mind's eye, my feet are fully relaxed. Bring your awareness up to your ankles, your shins and calves and knees. Say in your mind's eye, my lower legs are completely relaxed. Coming up to your thighs and your hips. Say in your mind's eye, my thighs and hips are fully relaxed. And then start to feel your entire lower body relax down more into the support of the chair, into the support of the earth with every out breath. Start to let your awareness slide up to your torso and your abdomen. Feeling your breath soft, flowing in, flowing out. Slide your awareness around to your back, all the big muscles of your back, your spine. Feel that back fully release all its tension. Release into the chair. Slide your awareness to your hands, your arms, all the way from your fingertips to your shoulders. Saying in your mind's eye, my hands and arms are fully relaxed. Slide your awareness up to your neck and your head. Allow all the tension to drain from the shoulders, the neck, the head, till your entire body feels completely relaxed, completely calm, completely relieved.